welcome everyone to Gentle Yoga. My name is Chris with the Multiple Sclerosis Foundation, MS Focus in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's a lovely Thursday here. I hope where you're at is lovely as well. And we're just going to do some gentle yoga. It includes movements from Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, as well as just some free-flowing movements as well. So yeah, and this is really for everyone. So we usually sit in a chair. We will stand up a little bit today and move around. Nothing crazy, but we want to just get like a nice big long morning stretch that makes us feel good and is restorative and can help us either start or finish the day. Works either way. So I like to start just by wobbling in my chair a little bit sometimes and just opening and turning my hands, taking a nice deep breath in and exhale. Feel free to close your eyes. No need to necessarily watch if you don't want to. If you just want to keep your eyes closed, it's okay. Just make sure we're balanced and safe in our chair. So a nice deep breath in. We're going to come to the outside and start flowing in nice circles. Okay. Keeping our arms somewhat straight, incorporating our elbows into it. So we'll come in, up, and then in, and then out. Yeah. We try to keep it as even as possible. Not that there's anything to judge, but just try to keep it as even as possible. Swing back and swing forth. We just want to slowly do this. You can either drag your hands like this, or you can cut with a knife, like dragging your hands through water, or cut through the air, whichever you prefer. And you can also bring your hands back if you want to scoop up as well. Try to see what feels good to you. I do these in different ways, 3 different ways sometimes, but sometimes it's tough to turn or flip hands around like this. So I just want to make sure that we are comfortable in doing what's best for us. I'm going to twist and twist, just slowly twist and slowly twist and slowly twist and slowly twist. For these, I try to keep my hands really loose and open, right? So we're not doing closed fist and we're not necessarily like this. So we try to keep our hands open as best we can. Certainly, if this is go as far as you can and do the best you can, but there's no need to, if you can't get hands open all the way, or do it with a closed fist, but very soft is another way to do it as well. Each little change or shift just changes a little bit of the dynamic of what we're doing. So let's just lift like we have weights in our arm, right? We're just going to go up, breathe, and exhale. Now, if I actually had weights, I would breathe and exhale like that coming up. So, but in this case, we're going to breathe coming up. And come down. We're going to float down, up, and down, and up, and down. Go a little bit higher each time. Up and down. This time we're going to cross in front of ourselves. So we're going to come up and cross. We'll do it one more time. Up and cross in front. And one more time. Up and cross in front. So what we do is we open up gently so we're not doing that first. And we get to loosen our shoulders up a little bit first. right? And take my arm and hold it and bring it over. And just hold it, let it sink down. So it's not, we're not up here. We want to see everyone's lovely faces. Because if we're up here, we can't see your face. So we want to be down here. We can do this. We can go up and down if that helps, right? And then twist a little more. And then let it drop and relax. Same thing with the other arm. We're going to lift up, help bring it over. Right. Do lifting up and down. And I let this arm do all the work. I let this one just sit there and do nothing. So this one gets a little lift up and down and up and down. Again, you can twist a little bit deeper. And this is really for your upper shoulders, right? If you can feel that, just be gentle with yourself. If you've had surgery, if you've had any pain in the past couple of days, you want to make sure that you're nice and safe. So now I'm going to lift up on my right hand, just bring it over so it's a little bit deeper of a twist, and turn. And my neck is turned slightly, so we start opening up this area. And exhale. And inhale. And relax. Same thing on the left side. Gently bring your head back to the center as we lift up. And bring it over to the side. And down. Inhale and exhale. And turn slightly. And we'll go a little bit deeper into this as we go. We just want to warm up slightly and then come back to the center. And I'm going to start moving my neck, gently going around. Take a deep breath in when you do this. Neck's very sensitive area, has a lot of blood vessels and things that we need to keep our head on our shoulders. We're just going to come back through here. So we don't really want to do a real quick twist going around. Okay, so we're going to slowly return the opposite direction. And we should, hopefully you feel this in your shoulders. We want to make sure our shoulders are not up here. We want to make sure our shoulders are down farther and try to press this down. So we get a little bit elongated right here. So we're doing ourselves a favor. And then as we move over the other side, making sure our shoulders stay up. Back. And going around. We want to make sure we're not getting dizzy doing this. So we have our feet on the ground. Make sure you know where your feet are. Feel them touching the ground. Deep breath in. Exhale, we come back to the center and then straight up. All right. So we've kind of awakened our upper body a little bit just to get us moving in the morning. So we're going to take just a moment to sit and relax and take a deep breath in and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Now I'm going to start moving my feet. So I'm going to, let me bring this so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to be bringing my feet up like this. And my hands are just on my knees. And nothing's wrong with your eyeballs. I have my screen blurred out. That is my yeah. And up like this. this. And then just bring our toes up. Right, so let our toes sit for a sec, and then bring them down, and then up together, and bring them down, and up together, and bring them down. Now I'm going to start lifting off the ground. So you can point your toe if you'd like, or you can leave your foot flat, depending on whatever you'd like. Just like we're walking. This will help the hips if you want to grab. Let's go bring this up slightly. If you want to grab, that's okay too, right? If that helps. I know it can be tricky for some doing this. So if you want to grab here or grab under to help lift, if that helps you, whichever works for you. So we're going to lift and hold and just let our foot swing. And this way we can get rotation going around like this and the other direction. Remember to breathe. Take a deep breath in and relax on one side and exhale. Same thing on this side. All right, we're going to kick it out. We're kicking a soccer ball or football or something. And then we're just going to let it go around slowly. I let mine spin a little too quick, so we just want this to go around slowly. All right. Rotate our ankles as well. You might hear some funny popping noises. All right. And we go back to this leg. Open up slightly. And bring it down. Bring it up, and bring it down, and bring it up. Now, I like to keep my foot loose. If my foot is tight, it makes it a little bit tricky. Right, one more time on the other side. All right, just let it swing, pendulum, moving ankles around. You can even squeeze your toes if you'd like. If you can do that, like if you can flex your toes. If you can't, no worries. If you have shoes on, that's going to be tough, right? But no worries. If you can't, no worries, right? Sophia, did you just kick me in the face? That's what are you doing? All right, just swing it around. All right, cool. And we're going to lift on this leg one more time and open up. Right, and you can either hold the back or the front of whatever works, and open up and come back to the center. All right, I'm going to lift back up. All right, so we're kind of warmed up. I'm going to just do. We're just going to come up, big swing, take a deep breath in, come up, lean back, and then come forward slightly as we exhale. We're just going to hold it here for a second. And then slowly come down, Try to almost touch the ground, but don't. Keep our head up, our nose up, so our chin, so we're not this. So we want to make sure our nose and head is up and our eyes are open. And we're going to slowly come back up. Inhale. Exhale as we come back around. Right. This is a modified, if you practice yoga, this is a very modified sun salutation. So we're going to, again, come up. Deep breath in. Lean back slightly in the chair. And then come forward. This is helpful for the lower back. Go as low as you can this time. Make sure you're balanced. If you have the option to touch the floor, please do. And just hold here for a second. Deep breath in. Start coming up. And come up. and back to where we are. Some people, I think, like, and we can do this again where you come up, back from this, and then back around. Let's try that. So a deep breath in, lean back slightly. Exhale, come down. Inhale, and come straight back up and over to the side. Now you might feel that on your lower back, and there's some once we go down, sometimes if you want to do a little twist, a lot of people like that because it really helps the lower back, right? So let's do this one more time. Sit for a sec, deep breath in and exhale. We're going to come up, lean back slightly, come down, and on the way down, we're going to turn to the right and then sweep to the left. Back to the right, as if we're touching our toes, back to the left. Breathing all the while, coming back to the center. Sit for a second, inhale in, and come back up. Arms to the side. Is that okay? Everybody's okay? All right, good. Good, good, good. We want to make sure that these are the times that we have to be very mindful of our surroundings and be careful that we're not leaning too forward. So, but that is a great sun salutation that's part of a yoga practice that you can do. It's the very beginning part. There's a lot more to it, but that's just the very beginning, coming down. We're skipping the center and then coming back up. But that's helpful. Let's take our hands again and rotate. Breathing in as if we're churning very slightly. Not hard fists, so we don't want to have like we're getting ready to fight. We just want soft fists, right? Still fist, but not squeezing, right? And we're just going to open up our hands, shazam, and then close our hands. So we're going to do it really quick. Arms out, right? So kind of like a huzzah. Yeah, very good. Pull it back, shooting out some magic out of our fingertips, right? And bring it back. All right, very good. One more time. Pull it back. Right. Leave our fingers open. Let's go down the line here with all of our fingers. All right. So independently, they're each working. See how that feels in your body when you do that, understanding it's all connected. Now we're going to play the piano, including our thumbs. C, D, what is it? C, D, E, F, G, A, something like that. Now I'm talking a foreign language. It's all good. All right, we're just going to play. Or is that E sharp? I can't remember. I'm kidding. All right, now we shake our hands up. Like we're 3 years old and we're running away because we're scared of something. Or whatever. Could be 2. Yeah. And just flap your hands. Right? Because sometimes when we do stuff that's kind of floppy, it helps unlock other things, right? Like we're getting water off our hands or something off our hands. And we come out and we start jiggling. We start jiggling all of our arms, right? Just, whoa. Right. Take a deep breath in. It looks like we have another visitor. Who's coming? Who's here today? Who's coming in? All right. We can do that too. Where we do that's fun. Let me see who's here. Oh, it's Helen. Hey, Helen. All right. Helen, come in. Yay, Helen's here. All right, Helen. All right. So, yeah, so the piano, this can be helpful. Yeah, just pretend you're playing the piano. Sometimes doing movement, right? We have to kind of pretend we're doing something in order for it to make sense. Like, why am I doing that? Sometimes we don't know, sometimes we do. And then other times it's just free motion. But I try to incorporate things that we do every day. This is if we're falling, right? If we have a fall, we want to make sure that we have our hands out and are stopping something. Or if we need to mentally say, stop, just stop, whether it's for ourselves or for someone else, right? And then let's reach up. We're going to reach at an angle. So it's going to be like, pretend you have a sword in your pocket, right? Don't pretend, maybe you do have a sword. I have no idea. So grab here, and we're going to pull and point over here, right? And we're going to put our sword back. And we're going to go this side and shoot it up. So it's at an angle. So it's not straight and it's not to the side. It's at a 45, right? So we'll bring this back, slowly come up, very nice and graceful, right? And come back, let's put it back. Other side. And down. And then up. And down. Now we're gonna grab a seat belt, lean back as if we're getting a seat belt. We're passenger in this case, seat belt, and pull forward. Just pull it across. So we're going to go gracefully slow, look over, and pull it down. One more time. Hand open, prepared, grab, pull down, buckle in. All right. Same thing on the other side. Now we're going to drive. So we have to really buckle in and make sure that we're doing that, and then come back. Same thing, come up, look over. If we have stiff shoulders, this can be really tough to do. And we try, and sometimes people, when they go for the seatbelt, they grab like this. This is very painful because it's not a natural sort of movement to be doing this, unless you're carrying a plate, a tray of plates or something. Even still, it's not very comfortable. Our thumb is inverted, and this is how we can get sore muscles or injure ourselves, especially if we do it quick. So try going across and pulling down, and come this way and pull down. And that way, and we finish the move, we like finish the move and open up our hand, right? Yeah. Same on this side. This will also help with the lower back. We want to have good posture as well. Because if we're over like this, if we're sitting and our shoulders are forward, try to do that same motion. It's not as easy, right? It's not until we open up. Like, so try to scrunch forward, right? Just so you can imagine what it's like, and we can get this far. Whereas if we're up, our chest is out, our nose is, we can reach much farther. Even if it's a few inches, those few inches make a big deal difference. So having that good posture is good. Let's do some shoulder shrugs, right? So first on our right, we're trying to touch our ear without moving our ear this way, right? Or keep our head straight, and we just want the shoulder to come to our ear. I know we want to do this. I do. I know. And then the other side. All right. One at a time. And this is for the upper back, right? Where it's like, oh. So if you feel upper back pain or neck pain, this is something that can help. You can start shrugging back and shrugging forward, shrugging back and shrugging forward. There are some funny words in the English language that I find that the more you say them, the more silly they sound, and shrug is one of them. To me, you keep saying shrug for like 5 minutes, it starts sounding funny. Like, who even came up with that? I want a word in the dictionary. I got a lot of words. They're just not in the dictionary. And now we're going to do both at the same time, right? So we're going to just lift up, like, I don't know, and then let it drop back. And this helps with posture too, because our shoulders are really what come forward for me. Yeah, and because our necks are down a lot, looking at our phones or looking at computers. So this has become more of a practice position, right? And so with this, you can try to move your neck around a little bit. It's not so easy. Keep our shoulders down. We can move our neck a little bit better and pop open our shoulders and get them back. Another good one, scoot up in your chair just slightly. We're going to press our hands together as such, right? We want, yeah, exactly, Safia. So we want to make sure that our hands are out like this, our shoulders are low. So we don't want to be like this, right? When our hands out, shoulders low. We're going to come up, pressing our hands together. And then come out, release your hands, have them come back behind your back if you can. As gentle as you can. And that might open up, for me, it helps open up my shoulders even more. And then release slowly. And I feel like my arms just grew about 1.5 inches when I do that, after I do that. Because if this gets impinged or pinched, your shoulder tends to stay up. So let's do it one more time. Just bring our hands together. You can start here if you want. Press in and then turn up. That's interesting too. You can also do this going down, right? Make sure you breathe, right? And then up again. Get elbows as straight as possible. Keep shoulders low. Come out and go back behind. And sometimes this will open the chest as well. And you'll feel pop. And you might get a little dizzy. So be careful with that. Okay. At that point, just sit and breathe. Take a deep breath in. And relax. And do it one more time. Okay. Let's come together. I like making sound effects. That's kind of what I do. So if you hear me do that, it's just what I do. Things like this. And we're going to go up. Head straight, right? So we don't want to lean back to look up. Elbows as best we can. Coming out and then going back around. And each time it should feel a little less like at some point things get loose. All right. Let's see, what can we do now? What can we do now? Let's see, we did a spinal twist, I believe. So let's bring our arms up now that we've loosened our back. And we want to rotate as like this, rotate our hands so our palms are up, and then rotate them where they're on their side, and then rotate them when they're down. Right, this is very gentle for our shoulders, just to help rotate. And we can actually come forward where our pinkies are on top. This is not necessarily what we want all the time, but you can feel a little bit different. And it helps just get the little tiny bits that we didn't get. And then we're going to bring our hands back down and scoop up and around and scoop, and one more scoop. And around, just back down. let's just take a moment. Let's get back in our chair in a comfortable spot and just take a minute to breathe. We've been doing a lot of upper body work. And let just kind of the blood settle back in for a moment and everything kind of relax. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So now let's take our hands again. We're not going to come to prayer. We're going to stop just before, like we have a ball. And we're going to flex our fingers, right? So we want our fingers to get, notice when I'm not squeezing, I'm doing the opposite of squeezing, right? And then I'm going to start, there's a little ball of energy in front of me, right? Imagine like this right here, my little ball of energy, right? And I'm going to stretch it out, wide, nice and open, right? Different than what we just did. And then I'm going to bring it together. And I'm going to squeeze it. Right? We're not going to cross our hands. We're just going to squeeze this right here. Fingers barely touch, barely touch, barely touch. Right? And then open and twist it this way and come up. And bring it down. Remember to breathe. Open it back up. This way. And bring it down. One more time coming out. Expand our chest. Bring it back in. And then we're going to just square it up. Rotate over. Rotate over. Rotate over. Remember to breathe. We're going to gently let it expand and evaporate. And then let it go. Right? All right. Let's stand up for a moment and do a little bit of work with our legs. All right. So I'm going to come over to the side. I'm going to back up my chair just slightly. Hopefully you can see me and I'm not too blurry. All right. And then I'm just going to hold onto the chair. And I'm going to counterbalance if I need, but I'm going to lift my leg and let it drop. And do another lift and let it drop. And let it lift and let it drop. Right? If you don't have a chair, that's totally okay too. It's with a back. This just helps some folks who need the extra assistance. I like it so I don't have to think about counterbalancing. But otherwise, I can have my hand out here, right? Just so I can counterbalance. Now we're going to come up on this side, come up on the left-hand side. So I'm on the right-hand side of my chair and lifting the leg on the inside as opposed to the leg on the outside. Right? And for me, I end up bringing my leg in for some reason, but I want to not do that. I want to just be straight up and down. You can, if it's intentional and you want to come across, that's okay. But I don't have that intention. All right. And then up on the right-hand side with your leg. Let's do this a couple times. One more time. Cross. Okay. There's another thing we can do, which I'm going to move the chair out of the way. If you need the chair, you can use it. But let's do what we did earlier as a sun salutation, but not do the groundwork. We're just going to stay up in our up position. So we're just going to open up, lean back, slightly bend from the hips, right? Slowly come down. This is for the back of our legs. Keeping our head up, right? And just go down as slow as you can, releasing each spine and lower back. Bend the knees slightly. Bring the arms back and sweep up and come up. And then around. I hope that feels okay, because that's a really good stretch for our back legs. All right, is that okay? Let's do it one more time. Here we go. All right, here we go. Bring our arms back, lean back. Slowly go down. Feel everything as you come down, as long as it feels okay. I slightly bend my knees. I try to extend to the floor. If I can't get there today, it's okay. I might get there tomorrow. I bring my arms back slightly, sweep, and come forward and up. And then to the side. So one more time. This time we're going to be more dramatic. We're going to swoop out, lean back. Now that we have the motion, and come down. Breathe as we come down. If you can, touch the floor. No, it's no big deal. Bring our arms back and swoop forward, coming back up. And then stand up really strong. And hands to the side. All right. I'm going to put the chair to the side, and now I'm going to, we can do what's it's called a warrior pose in yoga. And where we're going to have our one leg over here, and one leg over here. If you have enough room. So a little bit farther than shoulder width apart, right? So, right, and then we want to get in our knees slightly. So we have a little bounce and we can go back and forth, right? Slightly. We're going to bring our arms up so they're straight out, slightly back so they're not forward, slightly back. I'm going to turn my head to my left and look at my hand. This is a variation of warrior. There are 3 different variations. And come to the other side and do the same thing. This is part warrior, part archer. Archer, I would bring my hand over. I'll bring my hand over and pull back. So I'm unleashing a bow. And then return. I'm going to try on the other side. Coming across. Pulling back. Releasing. Coming back to the center. All right, let's try that one more time. Deep breath in. Over. Pull back. Release. Come forward. And then over to this side, to the opposite side, to the left. Pull back. Release, and then come back to the center. Bring our arms down, and come back to where we began. I like to kick my legs out after that, like I'm kicking a ball. Give it a good kick. This is a game winner right here. I'm gonna want to score the goal. As long as you're not kicking anything in front, you're all good. All right, so kick up. Same thing on the other side. And if we're staying seated, do the same thing just with just this part. And I'll sit back down so I can show that. And if you're, I just want to share with people who stayed seated during that, we can do the same thing we just did by coming here, going out, turning and pulling back and releasing, right? And then over here and pull back, releasing and coming back. Same thing you do in a chair. And then the kicks, we're just going to kick. We just want to make sure we have room in front of us, right? Sophie, I think you got the winning goal there. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. For an extra fun challenge, if you want to put your hand in front and just see if you can kick your hand. Yeah, we have a winner. All right, very good. That's good as well. All right, so we have about 15 minutes left. Let's excuse me. Make sure if you have water, I'm going to grab a bit of water. If you have water, just take a quick sip, because we've done a lot of work today, a lot of movement, and we want to make sure that we're doing okay. One thing that's fun we can do, and a friend of mine taught me this, if you have a water bottle, it has a handle as such. Even if you don't, you can grab your water bottle like this. And this would be a variation of I believe it's a Romanian deadlift. And it's where we have this in the center and we lift up like this. If that's something that not that we would do that normally, but you can do it with one hand. And it seems weird and this seems very light, but if you do this enough times, it adds just enough weight, especially if you have it out here. Try holding this here for a few minutes and see how it feels. It's completely different than this, right? Because of the gravity. Right, and center it right. And then just start going up and down and to the side. Some people like to add that extra weight in there if you can. A water bottle works, right? These are adaptive motions and movements that we can do with things that we have around us, so we don't have to have a lot of props and things like that. Just for a little bit added added fun, if you will. All right, so let's do a little bit for balance. Let's lift up on our right arm and lift our right leg, right? Keeping our posture good. We don't want to be bent over, so we want to make sure our posture is good. Just get your leg up as high as possible. Same on the other side, left-hand side. Very good. You're going to try to work with coordination. I'm working on that myself, where I coordinate coming up almost as if I'm pulling my leg up at the same time I'm raising my hand. And bring it down, opposite side. See, I didn't do it there. I didn't do it there. Doing it here, but I didn't do it before. So we want to act like we're our own puppeteer. Right, lift up. Point, see, I bring it back up, I take it down. I bring it back up, I take it down. Right. Same on this side. No, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, and then down. We're just having silly fun now. It's ridiculous. I don't think that's in any book I've ever read. I just wanted to try it, see how it works. So now we're going to do left side with right side. So I'm going to lift my left with my right, trying to stay as balanced as possible. I sometimes grab to the side of my chair if I feel like I might be losing a little bit of balance. And the same thing on the left. To the opposite, right? Back to the right hand side, left arm, right leg. Right arm, left leg. And I have a tougher time with one side of my body than the other sometimes. Some people are very balanced and they can do even both sides. I'm not that fortunate to be able to do that. So we just do the best we can. I try to keep my arm straight and come down and up on the other side. Now everything all at once. That's not so easy. We're gonna have, like we're on a roller coaster. Right, just fun. Yeah, that really has very little use in our life, but except to make us laugh. All right. So let's just smile and take a deep breath in and start relaxing a little bit. And maybe, I don't know if you remember Weeble Wobbles. Did you ever have Weeble Wobbles back in? Is these things that like would spin around? The Weeble Wobble, it's a Weeble and it will wobble, but it never falls down. And basically it was like an egg looking shaped thing that you could put on one end and you could spin it around. Well, that's kind of what we're doing here. So we just want to engage our core without overheating our core. So we're just going to start slowly like rotating around, relaxing down from all the work we've done. Any movement you feel is necessary for you, like that you would like to do, just free flow, as long as it's safe. And we'll start slowing down. Like for me, my hip and like my inner thigh gets really tight sometimes, even though I have pretty decent hip flexors. It gets tight. Yeah. All right. So we're going to start relaxing, slowing down a little bit, taking a deep breath in. We did forget to make biscuits, didn't we? We did. We sure did. Forgot to make biscuits. It's probably good for today not to make biscuits. Yeah, so let's just start slowing down. If you need to, if there's anything that would be helpful for you, if you want to kick your leg out, that works. You want to lift your knee in slightly different ways, as long as it's safe and not painful. It's all good. You don't have to do everything I do the way I do it. That's the beauty of kind of gentle movement. It's not 100% free flow. Everything has a purpose and meaning, but there is, as someone who shares this with you, I want to make sure that you are getting what you need as well. Like if it's more, if my thumbs need to rotate a little bit more, or my knees need some more rotation, please feel free to do that as well. So it's not, and so what feels comfortable for you, and don't in this particular case. All right, so let's close our eyes and inhale and exhale. And now's a good time, if you have an intention you'd like to set, to just bring it in to your domain and think of something that is pleasant for you, or something that you want to achieve, something positive. Just bring it in, let it sit for a second. Inhale it in, exhale it out. Inhale in, and exhale out. This is also a good time where we give our eyes a rest and rotate around in our eye sockets, because they're attached, our eyeballs are attached, so they get strained really easy, and making some funny faces or things like that can be helpful to help kind of relieve some tension. Another thing we can do is just do some simple eye movements with our eyes closed to help relax inside our eyes. So I'm going to start with my eyeball up, then over to the left, down to the right, up, and center. I do this with my eyes closed because if I do it with my eyes open, it looks very strange, but that's not the reason. It's really more because your eyes get dry really quick when you do this. So we want to keep our eyes closed and bring our eyeballs up. See if you can do it one at a time. Try that. See what happens. If you can do that, let me know, because that's an impressive trick. And then we're going to do the opposite direction. I love doing this with kids and children, because when we do this part, there's always someone who said, "Oh, I did it." I'm like, okay, that's awesome. So we're going to lift our eyes up, over to the right, down, to the left, up, and then center. Then we're just going to go side to slide slightly. You might find your body moving with this motion. Where your eye goes, your body follows, sort of thing. And then up and down, up and down, and up and down. Let's just sit for a moment with our intention. Try to be in good posture. It's comfortable for you, so your shoulders aren't slumped and your back's not slumped. Inhale and exhale. You start to relax. Inhale and exhale. This can help. Doing this, just sitting for a couple minutes, can help reset the day or set the tone for the day, depending on what time of day it is where you are, what time you're watching this. We're just going to start moving slightly our hands, moving our hands a little bit, and our wrists, and our elbows, and our shoulders, and our knees, and our ankles, and our toes. Just kind of get back into this, a little bit of motion, nothing too crazy. We're moving around too much. We want to make sure that our X and Y axis is in a good alignment. So just keep your eyes closed for a moment and relax. We have a couple more minutes together, so we just want to bring some good peaceful thoughts. Nice deep breath in. And exhale. And finally, one nice deep breath in and exhale. Start opening your eyes slightly, gently. Nothing too fast needs to happen. Start blinking our eyes. Might have some tears. It's okay. Tears of joy. And sometimes it could just be tears because we've been moving our eyeballs around. So might need to wipe away some of that. All right. Nice deep breath in. And thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much.